I want to invite you to an upcoming live webinar on May 20th called How to Show That You Understand Networking in an Interview. Click on the link in the description to register and participate in the polls and to ask your questions beforehand so I can address them during the session. Now, if you're preparing for a telecom or networking interview, it's very easy to approach it the wrong way. You search online for lists of common questions. What is a VLAN? What is OSPF? What is NAT? How does MPLS work? What is the difference between TCP and UDP? And of course, technical knowledge is important. You do need to know the fundamentals. But when I interview someone for a networking position, I'm not only trying to determine what they know, I'm especially trying to determine how they think. Are they able to reason through a problem? Can they troubleshoot logically? Can they take a large problem and break it down into smaller pieces? Can they explain their thought process clearly? And can they admit when they don't know something without pretending? And very importantly, do they show the capacity to grow and learn in that position? Because no candidate knows everything, especially in networking. There will always be a protocol you have not studied deeply enough, or a platform you haven't worked with, or a design you haven't seen before. So the question the interviewer is trying to answer is not simply, does this person know their stuff? The better question that an interviewer is looking for is, can this person think critically, learn quickly, ask the right questions, and grow into the role? That is what an interviewer is trying to discover. And that is also what you need to show in the interview. You do not want to sound like you're simply repeating rehearsed networking words. You want to show that you understand the concepts. You want to show that you can reason through a scenario. You want to show that when you don't know the answer, you still know how to approach the problem intelligently and honestly. Because in the real world, network engineers are not paid only to remember facts. They're paid to solve problems, to understand traffic flow, to make good decisions, to troubleshoot under pressure, to learn new technologies, and to adapt as the network changes. And that is why I am hosting this seminar. In this live session, we will talk about how to prepare for networking interviews in a practical and honest way. We will talk about how to answer technical questions clearly and how to handle questions when you do not know the exact answer. I'll share with you how to showcase your critical thinking skills and how to avoid common interview mistakes. And in the webinar, you'll learn to show that you're not just someone who memorized answers, but someone who can think, learn, and grow as a network engineer. This webinar is especially useful if you are a CCNA-level student, an aspiring network engineer, a junior engineer, or even a mid-level networking professional who wants to move into a more senior role. So the webinar, How to Show That You Understand Networking in an Interview, will take place live on May 20th at 1800 hours UTC. That's 6 p.m. UTC. Reserve your seat today by using the link in the description below. Do that now or anytime before the webinar begins. There you can participate in the polls and ask your questions so that I can address them during the live session. Do it today. I hope to see you there. And always remember, for more telecom and networking simply explained, simply subscribe.